What's up, everybody? Today we are going to talk about things that you can do for yourself to get sponsored, to get companies to look at you, to get recognized and get yourself and your name really out there. How do you do that? I'm gonna debunk a few myths, a few things that people think you need to do, and I'm also going to talk about things that you should do, things that you could do today to start planning to really, do what you got to do to get sponsored and get companies to really look at you. Let's talk about some of the myths. Some of the myths: you have to compete. You have to win shows. You have to go to these shows and place well in order to get recognized. Competitions are not where it's at. Competitions are not going to help you get sponsored any faster than, and I'll explain what I mean here, than other avenues. Reason being, competitions are there for the promoters and the companies, or the WBFF, the NPC, or the IFBB, or the company, maybe it's a natural federation, whatever federation is putting on that show. They are the ones who are there putting it on to make money. They make money off the sponsorships and off of the competitors. Now, these competitors believe that they have to go to these shows and place well in order to get a sponsorship from these companies. What do companies look at? They do not look at your track record as a competitor. Now, some do, okay? That's if you're at the top tier. If you're an Olympian athlete, if you are a WBFF world champion, they'll look at you. Now, if you're your average NPC nationally qualified competitor, it does not mean that you're going to get a supplement sponsorship from a top supplement company. What I mean by that is companies don't look at your track record, how many shows you've won. Maybe you've won a lot of shows as an NPC athlete and you're not IFBB yet. That doesn't mean anything to them. It does mean that you know about fitness, it does mean that you know about competitions, but that doesn't mean anything to them. What do they look at now? What do top companies look at? What do companies that are at the top tier, that are the most popular, the top selling companies look at nowadays? Not competitions, not your track record. They look at your following. Social media. That is the biggest thing that you can do for yourself, is not compete. It is not competitions. It is not to win first place at your local show. Companies do not look at that nowadays. Companies are in the business to make money. They don't care how well you place at your local show. I'm just being honest here. What they're looking at is a good marketing scheme. A company is going to more likely sponsor the person with 10,000 followers than the person with 1,000 followers and one local show win. Because if the person with 10,000 followers has a good following, a good physique, a good personality, they will most likely get the sponsorship over the person with 1,000 followers nationally qualified. Why is this? It's social media pull, because 10,000 people are likely to see that company's product rather than 1,000. Does it make sense? I hope it does. Because these companies are in the business to make money. They're in the business for marketing. They're in the business to represent and sell, and have athletes represent and sell and promote and market their product for them. So if I am a company owner and I'm looking for some athletes out there, I am not going to look at the people with the competition wins. It doesn't matter. I'm going to look at the people with good social media followings, with good pull, with good, that they have the skills out there on social media because they are good at self-promotion or whatever they're good at. If they have a good following, that to me equals dollar signs as a company owner. Not competition wins. Not IFBB Pro, not NPC nationally qualified, not WBFF champ. Sorry, doesn't work that way. The way it is, and it's evolving now more and more, is your social media following. All right, that's number one. So how do you do that? How do you build your social media? That's another subject. You can go on and on. But I'm going to get into things that companies look at and things that you can do for yourself that are going to help promote your own following. Some of these things are: give back. Give information on your page. Do things on your page, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all the social media outlets, Snapchat, Periscope, whatever your outlet is. Find your niche, find what you like to do, and give back. If you're good at being funny and fitness, put the two together. Make something of it. If you're good at being serious and motivating, put that together. Make something of it. If you're good at showing people how to follow IIFYN or how to prep meals, make videos of that, make posts about that. Find your expertise and put it into a social media following so that you can give back. That will gain you followers, that will gain comments, that will gain tags, that will gain shares, that will get people's interaction on your pages so that you're growing your pages, okay? Behind the scenes, you're working on growing your pages. Other companies are looking out there for athletes, right? All of a sudden you pop up, you have a good following, you have good feedback on your page, you have good interaction, you have people that love your page and back you up because you give back. My phone is being balanced right now, so we're gonna rebalance it. That was pretty epic. This video blog needs to keep going. So I'm gonna slouch so I can fit in the screen. So is it your look? Is it being shredded? Yes, that has a good deal to do with it, but it's not about being shredded and winning competitions and just your looks. Good fitness models that are good looking, that are shredded, are a dime a dozen, man. They're a dime a dozen. So what does it take? It takes following. It takes a good following. I keep going back to that. Good following on social media, good pull, all right? Other things that count are good looks, right? Being shredded, or being in good shape, having a good attainable physique, all right? And giving back. You have to give back in some way or another. That's how you're gonna grow your page, and that's what companies are gonna look at. Another thing is being yourself, because if you're on social media, you're this serious, hardcore person, but behind closed doors or in person, you're some goofball who, you know, goes and parties all the time. People are gonna notice a difference, you know. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. That's what you can do at the end of the day. Be yourself, so that when people go to meet you, you know, if you are a funny guy on camera, but then in person you have no personality when somebody meets you and you're a deadbeat, people are gonna put two and two together and notice this guy's a jack off. I don't want to follow this guy. He's not what he is on social media. So be yourself, and that's really gonna help you to it's gonna be it's total transparency with social media and being yourself. Because nowadays social media is getting to the point where it's almost transparent as it is. We have Periscope now, which is a live feed of your daily life. So these things, all these things you can put together. So how do you put it together on a platter, and how do you actually get that sponsorship? Do you reach out to the companies via email, Instagram? No. You need to go to these bodybuilding competitions. You need to go to Olympia, go to the Arnold. Pick one, that's near enough to you, or that you can, spend some money and invest in your career and invest in your fitness dream, and go out there and do it, And if the Olympia's one for you, find one in your area that's big enough. Europa Sports, they put on big shows. Arnold, the Olympia. If you're in the UK, Body Power, the FIBO in Germany. So all these, you can pick one, go to it. Supplement company. Motherfucker. Sorry guys, I need to buy a stand or something. But this is important information that needs to get out there. So these companies are looking at these expos. I promise you, they're looking. The last time I went to the Olympia, I didn't have a sponsorship, and I had at least 24 companies scope me out from the crowd and call me over. And I was not, I was walking around with a stringer, right? I looked good, but it was not like I was walking around without a shirt, just, strutting my stuff. I was just walking around. And these companies were looking, calling me over, like, hey, come over here. Are you with a company? Are you sponsored? Do you have somebody with you? I promise you, the companies are looking for athletes. They need ambassadors. They need athletes. They need people to market their products. So if all that's in order, here's the secret. Here's what it all boils down to, this whole video. If you have a good following on Instagram, you give back, you have good information. So the company owner goes to your page and notices you have good information on there, you have a good look, you're in good shape, you don't put a bunch of bullshit on your page, and then you're the same person on your page that you are in person. Hey, you just connected all the dots. All that with a good following, or a decent enough following, all that together, that's trifecta. That's more than three, but that's a trifecta. So the owner, or whoever, the marketing guy for all the athletes, these companies, they seem big, they seem like massive companies that just like Apple or you know, Microsoft or something like that. And usually it's just an office. Their offices are not that big, so you know, everybody knows each other. So if the marketing athlete is that guy, or the CEO might be right there, you know, at the booth. Most of the time they are. The CEOs are right there at the booth. They'll see you, man. And what I'm getting at is they'll make a decision right there whether they want your help, and give you the information to reach out to them, or get your information right then. Guarantee it. So if you have all those in order, plan to go to an expo and show them that you have personality, that you are a real person. That's huge. So if you can do all that, come over here, babe. So if you can do all that, and you put yourself out there to show them that you actually have personality, and her guns are bigger than mine. I'm finishing it up right here because I'm going over 10 minutes now. But if you collab all that together, now you're just bombing it. Then they'll see that you're a real person. They'll want to offer you something. But if you don't do all the dots, you don't connect all the dots, then it's going to be a little bit of a struggle. And you're not going to know what to do. So take these pointers, do what you want with them, and best of luck to you guys.